Hey guys, I'm Ava.
And I'm Nora, and this is Tito. He's going to be sitting with us during this video.
He's going to be our emotional support dog.
Okay.
And we are just going to start vlogging our process throughout senior year because we're officially seniors.
I know, that's weird.
We finished our last semester of junior year just like a few weeks ago, so here we are.
Yeah, today we're going to be ranking some of the colleges that we've toured. As you can see, we're both wearing our UCF Knights shirts because that was personally our favorite campus.
Yes.
So, let's get started. Okay.
Here is our rankings.
Yeah, so we'll list them right here. I've seen personally a few more campuses than she has. So first we're going to share some of the pros and cons of the universities that we've seen together, and then I will list some of my favorites or least favorites at the end.
Okay, so the first college that we saw together was UNF, which is the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. Some of the pros we liked about this school was that it's in a nice location. It's in a really nice part of Jacksonville. And it's about a medium-sized school. It has about 17,000 students. And it's in a big city. It's a big city vibe. Jacksonville is one of the bigger cities in Florida.
I think it's one of the biggest. Yes, I think it is the biggest.
Maybe not by population, but definitely by land mass.
I think both.
Yeah. It's close to the beach. The campus is only 10 minutes away. They do not have a football team, but they do have the NFL team, the Jaguars. So we heard that students get discounts to go to the games since they don't have a football team. They have a good education program, which is what I want to go into. I want to go into elementary education. Yeah.
International studies or international business.
And she wanted to do that, and they had a pretty good program for that too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So for me, my pro, was they had an international business program where I could get a dual degree from a partner school somewhere in Europe. And I spent 3 years in Jacksonville and 2 years at said partner school.
The dorms are close together, so how you got there was there was this nice little walk that you had to take into the woods on a bridge, and then there was all the dorms were all close together, and then they had a pool and a game room and stuff like that, and just a hangout spot inside. So I thought that was nice because you could all hang out with your friends in the one area. They have a nice dining room to eat food.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
They have a new honors college, which I don't know if we would get accepted, but they have an honors college. And they have a shuttle to go shopping and pretty scenery. And also, since it's a medium-sized campus, they have a good student-to-teacher ratio.
Yeah.
And the cons of the school were that the dorms were just okay. I mean, we saw an older, the showroom was older, not really...
Updated.
Yeah, updated. And that they don't have their own football team.
Mm-hmm. All right. Those were her cons. The next school that we toured together was University of Tampa, and I'll be reading some of my pros and cons for this one. My pros were that it was in the middle of Tampa, and it was kind of had a nice city view, but it wasn't crossing through the city. It was kind of closed off, but it was still in the midtown. The dorms were beautiful. They had a really nice view of the city. They had a spacious area, nice bathroom. Just felt very homey overall. Lots of restaurants and amenities that were close by. Also a small student-teacher ratio, so better relationships with the professor. And for me, a good international...
Sorry about that!
Yeah, okay.
Tito just got a little carried away.
I'll continue my pros. I could pretty much study abroad anywhere. That's really what I want to do. I don't know about for you. Did they have a good elementary education program? I think they did.
I think they did, yeah.
Okay. And also a pro for me, it was a very liberal city. If you're a conservative, maybe I wouldn't consider it. I don't know.
Same thing about UNF.
Yeah, I'm not here to hate on your political opinions. This is just, again, my personal opinion. And some of the cons were it's a private school, so it is more expensive. And Bright Futures, if you live in Florida, it will not cover full tuition. It was a bit of a smaller school. It was around 9,000 students. You are not allowed to bring your car the first year.
No
so
cars.
If you live further away, it might be a problem. If you don't, then maybe that's all right. It could probably get chaotic being in Midtown. The time that we went, it wasn't super busy, but I can only imagine that there are certain times during tourist season where a lot of people like to come visit. College mostly considers AP classes, and this was a con for us because we are dual enroll students, so they wouldn't really be looking at the fact that we graduated high school with our AA. They would kind of gloss over that.
Which is crazy to me. Like, we're pretty smart. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They
And
not consider
they
us.
had sports teams, but they didn't really have a lot of big sports teams. And I feel like a school with a big amount of like good sports teams is fun because it's more fun to go participate in the football games and all the things when it's your school, you know? So yeah, that was how we felt about Tampa.
Okay, so the next college we toured was USF St. Pete. So basically USF is a college in Tampa. That's where their main campus is, but they also have like a location in St. Pete. The pros were that it was like cute beach town vibes because it was very close to the coast. And it's close to Nora's family. She has some family that lives in St. Pete. And when we were there, we went to this local restaurant called The Big Catch. And this awesome lady there named Sweet Tea does like party stuff. You guys should totally go follow her Facebook if you guys have Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like Sweet Tea's Unique Entertainment or something like that. And we played Singo. And it's basically like bingo, but they play songs and you have to like guess what the song is and like
If you have the song in your
mark
card,
it
you gotta
off.
cross it off. Yeah.
So we could literally go with Nora's family to play Singo every Monday. It has a good student to teacher ratio because I'm pretty sure the college only had like 4,000 students or something. It was very small. And it's easy to get around. And the cons were that it's planted in the middle of St. Pete. So again, that can maybe get a little chaotic. I mean, it's right there close to Tampa. It's like by a big city. So a lot of people live there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's just too small. I feel like you would like see everyone and you basically know everyone. And it's like, what if they're not cool? Like, I want to meet like a ton of people. Like, you know? Like, what if like everyone's mean and like that's just too small of a school? Like, I want there to be diversity, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was USF St. Pete.
All right. And now we're going to talk about USF Tampa.
Okay.
All right. So, my pros about USF Tampa, it had a lot of amenities, including a Publix on campus, and there were also a lot of places to eat and good dining hall options. There was a Chick-fil-A on campus as well. I think one of our favorite things was the Publix on campus because that is very convenient, especially if you want like healthy eating while still being on campus, because sometimes I've heard the dining food can be a little not so healthy.
Yeah, you're like eating it over and over and over again. Like you want something different.
Right,
Like
yeah.
fresh fruit or something. Go get it. Put it in your
Exactly.
mini fridge.
Next up it was a bigger school. It was around 50,000 students. So pretty big. They do have a D1 football team, so that's kind of nice because we can go to the football games and show our spirit. Woohoo! Go Bulls! Horns up!
So we say that as we have night shirts on.
I know, that's weird. Okay, beautiful scenery on that campus. Lots of shade, lots of areas like hammock and just animals all around. I love the wildlife. Big bookstore, that definitely really sold us because you know what, lots of merch, lots of like stuff to buy, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. You are allowed to bring your car. We didn't get to see the dorms while we were on campus because we did do a self-guided tour, so we don't know a whole lot about like certain things, but I do want to go back and get an official tour because I would like to learn more about that campus. But we did some research online, and they do have some supposedly nice dorms, so that was really nice.
TikTok came in clutch.
Really, yeah. It is conveniently located. It's not like in the heart of Tampa like University of Tampa was, but it was close enough to the amenities in downtown.
It was only 1 mile from Busch Gardens, if I can add that in. 1 mile. You could literally get there in like 5 minutes. I was like,
Perfect.
so cool.
Lots of public transportation. There were lots of shuttle buses to take you like to certain areas. I think there was one that would take you to Busch Gardens. One, I don't know. There was a lot of public transportation. I'll tell you that. It was its own corner of Tampa. And again, it was very liberal. So if you are a liberal person, you will be pleasantly surprised. Okay. Some of the cons were, it was a very spread out campus, so there will be a lot of walking, but then again, I feel like you get used to it. There's also e-bikes and e-scooters that were on campus, and there was shuttles if you really needed to get around. But you get your steps in. And a lot of it was, we just didn't know enough about the campus to really give a lot of an opinion, so we would like to go back and get like an official tour of the campus because we'll get more information about it. I think that was just majority of our cons there. But yeah, that was USF. And now moving on to Flagler College. Okay, it's me again. Hi everyone. Some of the pros of Flagler College was it was a beautiful campus. I loved the colors. It reminded me of Gryffindor House. If any of you are Harry Potter nerds like me, probably not, because I'm weird. It was historical. It used to be the Ponce de Leon Hotel, and it is in one of the oldest cities in Florida. St. Augustine was founded in 1565 by, what was his name? I totally forgot, but Google it and come back to me in the comments. He was from Spain, that's all I know. And I don't think his name was Christopher Columbus. Good student to teacher ratio. Probably liberal. I don't really know. So, you know, it is close to a Buc-ee's if any of you guys like Buc-ee's. Let's go! American staple right there. Yeah, so those are my pros. Moving on to my cons. It was planted in the middle of St. Augustine, so you would not only run into college traffic, but you would also run into just the city traffic. It was a very small school. It was around 2,000 students. And while most of St. Augustine is super beautiful and has a lot of history and is gorgeous, it is a bit run down and it doesn't have as many amenities as Jacksonville. However, Jacksonville is probably only 30 minutes away, so if you want to go to some of those amenities, it's right there. But then again, sometimes it's nicer to just have it right there. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Last but not least, we saved University of Central Florida, UCF, in Orlando.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay, so this college was amazing. We just got back from touring it today. The pros were that it's a really big campus. The school has 69,000 students enrolled, which is a lot. It's the biggest college in Florida. And it has a small... Okay, if you're taking general ed classes, you would have big lecture halls and stuff like that. But since we're dual enrolled, we already have those classes out of the way. So whenever we go into our major classes, we'll have a small student to teacher ratio. There'll be 20 students per class or something like that is what they said. Lots of transportation. They have buses, just to take you all around campus. Also, it's really pretty. There's so much greenery and so much open space. It seems like a real college vibe. They have a really big pool. They literally will give you free tickets to the theme parks, sometimes.
Such as Disney and Universal.
Mm-hmm. And also you get free sport tickets. So to the football games, a lot of schools, you'll get a student discount, but there the games are free. And concert and comedy events. And also they said if it's someone coming to the stadium to have a concert, you can get money off, so a discount. And also for me, they had a really good education program. They're ranked number 4 in the state, I think, for education. I'm not really sure. But what about your program? Did they have something good?
I believe so. Yeah, they had over 250 study abroad programs. So.
Okay, and also, they didn't have a Publix on campus, but they have a bus to Publix on Tuesdays that will take you to Publix and then drop you off back. They have a bus to the theme parks from the school, and they have lots of food and dining options. They also have a bank, a hairstylist, and a skate store on campus, which I thought was very interesting. Nora might be buying her a skateboard to go zoom around campus.
Oh my god, yeah.
They have pet therapy. Okay. When I tell you that's so cool, that you can pet miniature horses, dogs, cats. Nora's allergic to cats, but you know what they have on campus that could help her?
Allergist.
They have an allergist on campus so she could get her shots and then go pet a cat.
Yeah.
They have a football team, okay? It's D1. They're ranked D1, and I think in all of sports. So. And so that would be super awesome to go watch the football games and do some tailgating. And it's also an awesome location. It's in kind of the suburbs of Orlando, so you're not in the major city, but you're still close enough, and there's stuff to do all around. And also they have like at the like student desk, like basically like the student government, you can go and then get like discounts for like stuff to do around the city, so you're not having to spend as much money. The only con that I had was that it's not close to the beach because we're in Central Florida, but you're only like an hour away, so it's not that bad. And we're not going to be going to the beach every weekend or something, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, that's UCF.
All right, and I'm going to do a few more of mine that I have seen, but she is not going with me, so let's get started. Okay, starting off with Florida State University. It is a great school, very great education. It's close to where we live. We're about 2 hours west of Tallahassee, so it would be easy for me if I wanted to go home more often. Lots of history. It used to be a women's college. It was started in 1851. And it also is in the capital of the state, which is really nice too. They have a great international program. I do have a cousin that studied psych at FSU, and she studied abroad in London and had a wonderful time. It is a good college town. I also have walked around there. They have a lot of restaurants, shops, just a lot of things to do. Really nice gym. I mean, they probably had like a 3-level gym, which to me, that's pretty important. I gotta get my workouts in. They also have a big student union center that is a few floors as well. In it, there was like a Panera. I think there was like a Chick-fil-A. There was a bowling downstairs, places to study. Yeah, just all the things. So they had a lot of resources there. Another big bookstore. So that was really nice. Good sports teams. I believe they're D1. Yeah, probably. And they're mostly liberal campus, which was really nice. The cons for me were it is competitive, and I might be a popular school for people that go to high school with me, but honestly, I feel like I get around that because it's such a big school. I probably wouldn't really be seeing them unless I wanted to. And it also is a very popular school, so I feel like for me, I might end up blending in instead of standing out, and I feel like it's good to blend in to a degree, but you also want to stand out because you want to be your own person. Like, you don't want to be like everybody else.
I feel like FSU and also UF are so, like, they're just, like, the main schools in Florida that, like, if you go there, it's, like, for me, I wouldn't want to because, one, it's really hard to get into, and another thing is, like, it's just where everybody goes. Like, I want to do something different. Don't want to go.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Moving on to University of West Florida. Okay, I'm going to say this before I start talking about this. I personally, this was my least favorite. If you feel differently, that is okay. Again, this is just my personal opinion here. The pros were it did have a good international studies program that I was interested in. It had a beautiful scenery, and that is also close to home as it is 2 hours from where I live in Pensacola, it's in Pensacola, the campus is, I'm sorry. It does have a football team. I believe it's ranked like D2.
Either D2 or D3.
D2 or T3.
I think it's D2.
I don't really know much about like the political stance of the city or the town or whatever, but it's supposedly a little bit more liberal. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I do have more cons. So get ready, everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of cons. I'm looking at her list.
First off, I do want to start by saying students are mostly commuters. There was a statistic that I read that 11% of students lived on campus versus 86% that were just commuters. And for me, I feel like that doesn't really give me the college experience that I'm looking for. I would rather have a lot of students live on campus. I get to meet a lot of new people. I really don't want to be like making friends and like commuting because I feel disconnected. It makes me feel less connected to said campus. Pensacola is a cute town, but I don't know a lot about the amenities of of Pensacola. And sometimes maybe me, I feel like there's not a lot to do. If you live in Pensacola and you feel differently, maybe leave me some comments. Yeah. Also, another reason, it is a little bit of a smaller school, and I feel like kids from my high school probably go there. And for me, I want a fresh start. There are people from my high school that I would love to see when I come home from break, and there are some that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay probably not seeing you ever again.
We'll come back to see the ones we like.
Yeah. If you're watching this right now and you're one of the people, I'm sorry, I guess, but I'm also really not. There also wasn't much of a study abroad program, which made me feel a little like, I don't know what the word is, but that's definitely something that I really wanted to do. The dorms were just okay. I didn't find them very cute, and I definitely want to be in love with my living space. And honestly, I felt like I was just in a bigger high school building. Like, the layout of a lot of the classrooms and, like, the gym, I felt like I was in a high school, like, basketball, with basketball court.
Like arena?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was UF. Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. That is all we have for today. Just to let you know, these are our personal opinions, so do not come at our throats. If you have a different opinion or want to share any Florida universities that you saw and you like, leave them down in the comments below. And we hope you have a great rest of your day, and good luck to whatever college you're applying to.
Hopefully we can make some friends in the comments. We'd love to get to know you guys.
And also, don't hate at us, okay? We're just two upcoming seniors that are trying to make videos, so please do not hate us.
Let's hope we don't forget about this channel in 2 weeks. So blow up this video and we will remember y'all.
Yes, bye guys.